Hello everybody, Mr. Archer here. We are going to do worksheet 7EC4, which you can see here. This is called What's in the Water. You can see we have all the equipment before us here. I'm just going to pay attention to some safety points. We'll be using the Bunsen burner, so we need to be very careful. Even though you may wear glasses, like me, you need to wear your lab glasses. Have proper ventilation in the room, because we're using the flame. We have a heatproof mat here. We also need to tie our hair back. I've also prepared my table so that I'm ready to write down my results. I'll take my evaporating basin and I would like to weigh it and find out how much it is. I press 0 or tear. This one is solution A, so I'm going to put in the basin for solution A. That's 52.95 grams. 52.95. I don't need to write the grams because I've written it in the table heading. This one is 47.68. The final one is 45.58. I'm going to just use this pipette or dropper. To make sure that I'm going to get 10 exactly, I need to get right down on the level of the measuring cylinder. The bottom of the meniscus, the bottom of this shape at the top of the water should be on the 10 line. Good. Put it all in there, put it on top of here, turn on the gas. I'm just putting on the gas a little bit. I've got the air hole closed, so we go straight into the safety flame. But I have just turned on the gas and I don't think it's been used in a while, so maybe it needs a bit of time. Okay, it needs a long time. Okay, it works, so let's start again. I'm going to turn on the tap about halfway, just to get some of the air through. We call this the safety flame because you can see it. In this case, I totally can't see anything, but I can feel the heat if I put my hand up here. Let's turn the Bunsen burner on full. While this is working, I can prepare the solutions for the next two. But as you can see, the liquid inside is boiling away. Around the sides, you can see a little bit of white solid building up. So when it gets close to the end, I'm also going to turn down the flame as well, because it starts to get a little bit spitty, and then you get the hot pieces of salt water jumping out and hitting your skin. So I just want to be a little bit careful of that. Also, if I keep it going, after all the water has evaporated, then the temperature will increase a lot, and impurities in the salt will start to burn, and it'll probably go black, but that's not the salt. So I might even just turn it down now. You can see, yeah, there's a lot of salt. It's boiling less vigorously. You can see we're losing a lot of the water. I'm going to get ready to turn it off. Oh, it smells like burning right now. Right. Okay, so I can't see any more bubbles. I'm going to turn it off. So there's still a bit of water that's in there, but the evaporating basin is very hot. I'm just going to hope that the last water that's in there will evaporate by itself because of the heat of the basin and the salt. I'm going to use these tongs to lift it. I think that should be about it. Here I have A, B and C. You can see that A has quite a lot of salt in. B also seems to have some salt in, but C does not have anything in at all. Well, let's do the weigh-in. I have my table. I also have a calculator so that I can work out the differences. And I'm going to start with the second number, the salt plus the basin minus the mass of the basin. So what's our conclusion? Well, if we look at our results table, we can see that the sample A, which we could clearly see had lots of salt in, has actually about 2.08 grams of salt. We can see that a container B, so this is A, we can see that container B also has some salt in, and it turns out it has 0.33 grams of salt. And as for the final container, well, according to the calculation, we actually lost 0.03 grams. How did we do that? It's possible that there was some water on it to begin with, and then we evaporated the water when we heated up the basin, but it's also just likely that there was some error in measuring the mass of the basin. Really, for that last number, we don't really care too much about that number. So I'm going to round all of these numbers just to one decimal place. In A, I have 2.1 grams, in B, I have 0.3 grams, and in C, I've got 0 grams. In other words, in C, there was nothing. This seems to be about right, especially when we look in the basin. So that's the results of the experiment.